Hello, everyone, and welcome to tonight's live Q&A. Hopefully, we'll have better success tonight than we did the last few days. As we are back in the studio where we have proper internet. Just see if the notification has gone out yet. Um, and it has. So hopefully, people should start turning up. The fella himself, I am here, Stan. How are you? We're back in the studio. We're back to normal things. Um, so yeah, Cold War Chemical. Hello, how are you? We're back to normal proceedings for the moment, as they say. Well, normal enough as in the fact that we are doing the live stream of a Saturday when we should be doing it on a Friday. Clover Airsoft. Hello, how are you? Um, yeah. So Joshua. Hello, how are you? I tried to do the live stream yesterday, but I was away doing documentary that aired today, or a video that aired today, and I was staying overnight, and the B&B where I was staying, the internet connection wasn't strong enough. So yeah, so back to square one. Military Collectibles, CJ, how are you? Long time no see. Hope you're keeping well. Herefordshire Regimental Museum, Shalom. Hello, how are you? Danny Reese. Um, Danny, I don't know. Can I ask? How do I invite somebody to come on the stream with me? I don't know how you do that. But yeah, so Podrick, hello, well boss. Yeah, so the documentary or the video that I did went up today. So far, it seems to be doing okay. Um, People have asked me to do more on the Irish War of Independence and things like that. So that was the first. We will be doing a series on them. Um, so I hope you enjoyed that today. Onward and upward, as they say. Me and Stan have been fighting with the Irish Postal Service again, where has Stan tried to send me a helmet and filled in all the paperwork in it correctly, but for some reason I got sent back to England after I got a holiday in Ireland. Um, for we're not quite sure why they sent it back. Probably because I didn't have to pay tax on it, or I wasn't going to be paying tax on it, and they didn't like that, so they sent it back. So if you work for a post or the post office in Ireland, and you're watching this live stream, sort of shite out. And yeah, so that's it. So yeah, so what's happening during the week? Happening during the week is hopefully um, we will be getting some stuff going for videos and things. Any plans on doing videos on any RUC items? I can, Joshua. There will be an RUC video coming up. I don't know, is it this week or next week? But I do have one in the pipeline, so keep your eye out for it. There will be one coming up, and we will be getting to the Honour of Banner Museum in about 6 weeks' time, which is a museum in Armagh that is solely geared towards Off Banner. So we will be doing a video on that. Gary Hall is the curator of it, volunteer in it, owner of it. He gets nothing from the government for doing it, or he doesn't get paid for it. Uh, Sound gone. Is the sound gone? Jesus. Hello. Are we here? Hello. Hello. Testing. 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 My testing. Yeah. So that's coming up in the next few weeks. 6 weeks time, give or take. By the time I'm back up there again. Sounds grand, Joshua. Uh, so yeah. So sound fine. We can hear. Sound. I can hear. Must be you, Danny. Sort out your internet, Danny. Internet's been crap lately. Um, My phone gone wobbly. You work, Danny. Danny Reese, who's there, Herefordshire Regimental Museum. I must try and arrange in the next week or two. Clansman playing up. I must try and arrange in probably this week sometime or other when he's off. Danny is after buying a Willys Jeep. If any of you if any of you see my Living History UK video, Danny was the chap that had the Wimick and some Snatch Land Rovers. He was there with C Company up Eric, I think is the name of his group. But Danny has bought a Jeep, and he's doing it up as SAS after Normandy, when they were used in Europe for basically causing havoc, patrols or reconnaissance, raiding party, things like that. And he's doing up that Jeep, that Willys Jeep, for the SAS side of it. And I should do a video with him during the week, and we can talk a bit more about it. On the hunt for wartime dated green Bergens, Vickers, K magazines. So yeah, so so Danny's on the scrounge there. So if any of you have anything in relation to that you like kindly want to donate, or you know somebody that has some, let me know, and then I will send it Danny's direction, and we'll see what happens. It says I've only one person online. Has everyone disappeared, or is everyone still here? Yeah. So that's what Danny's up to. So I must do a live stream with him during the week. And he's actually a collector as well. He collects militaria, obviously, but he is a volunteer in the Herefordshire Regimental Museum, as you can tell by his title, and he also mounts medals for veterans and stuff like that. Put a deposit on 2 Vickers K. Just put a deposit on 2 Vickers K. Good evening from Sweden. Nice to be here. Hello from Sweden. How are you? Yeah, so I know things went to pot yesterday. We were supposed to do a live stream, but the internet wasn't strong enough, and yeah, things went sideways. Now, when you're a collector or a reenactor or one of these things, you should always be on the lookout for items. Now, these are handkerchiefs. They're just hot cotton handkerchiefs, right? But there were less than €2, so less than £2 for 3 cotton handkerchiefs. And I think they will be perfect for doing World War II, First World War, and even Cold War stuff. Because, and I know because we used to do it, what we would do in the Defence Forces of Ireland was we would get these little handkerchiefs, because we issued them, and we would stitch them like so. We would stitch them down the side and across the bottom, and then you had little ditty bags for wash gear, shopping gear, stuff like that. But then you could use the bag after you got everything out of it to dry your face or wash dry your hands. So yeah, so that's what we used to use. So I spotted them there yesterday on my travels, and I said I'd pick up some of them. So I might. There's 3 of them in a pack. Sorry, there's 4 of them in a pack. I thought there was only 3 of them. 1, 2, 3. So we have more. 4, 5. So we got 5 handkerchiefs in a pack. So they're going to be a bright little. So I'm going to be stitching for the next few days. What you can also do as well is if you put 2 of them together, if you stitch 2 of them back to back, you obviously have a bigger bag, and you can fit up like rations and stuff in it. So yeah. So another little item for you. I got one in my dinner jacket. Hello from Sweden. Living History UK outing at the Victory Show in September. Got to get you over. Yes, I plan on getting over. I do plan on getting over. with to that show. It will be announced, guys, and when it's announced, I will tell you where we're going to be. I know where it is at the minute, but I'm not sure about the dates and stuff like that. I don't know if I can announce it yet. I'm dry firing my replica PPS H43. Well, stop doing that. You'll make yourself go blind, Stan. Got one in my dinner jacket. Managed to get a 95 GS pack for my 58 pattern 4 days ago for my 18. That's very cool. Need you as the token Paddy Man. I need to be. Danny actually, or Herefordshire Regimental Museums, sent me a very, very good video from World War II TV, and it's called. The video they sent me is called the SAS Band of Brothers. It's recorded about 2 years ago, but it's a good video, and the the guy in it basically talks about the Irish involvement in the SAS, and from the very early days, they had what was known as the SAS, or the Irish Patrol, and it was basically a mixture of Irishmen, Frenchmen, Belgians, Rhodesians, anybody that wasn't English was sent to the Irish Patrol. So yeah, so it's a very good listen to. You should listen to it. I don't know what way I don't know how you'd call his style, World War II TV's style of videos. It's like a podcast interview type thing, but they are very good. Um, I bought an RUC hat a week or two ago, and it's named, which is pretty cool. Is it one of the P caps or one of the helmets or something like that, Joshua? There is cool. Bought an airsoft AK-47 from my provisional IRA uniform loadout. Would you really call it a loadout or a uniform? More, yeah, I suppose you could. There's a book of the same name worth to read. I must look it up actually. It's a PCAP from the 90s. Oh, yeah, okay. So it's one of these type ones. Now this one has the rain cover on it, but it's one of these type ones. And this one is actually named as well, if you see it on the inside. So yeah, and it fits me. Unlike Stan's big melon head, these fit. It's easy. Sorry, let's push the camera back a bit. Yeah. So that's my plan for September. Now I know I'm there in August as well. I'm going to the Yorkshire Wartime Experience with another group that I'm affiliated with. So yeah, so we might be going there as well. So we'll wait and see. Well, I am going there. It's just a matter of trying to shuffle everything around. Tempted to build a drop container also for the Jeep. That would be interesting. Do you want a tin of Tesco Blue Label spaghetti with tomato sauce from 1997? My dad gave me for no reason. No, I'm okay with that actually. What I was after was the heat cans. It's a preheat can, or what do they call them? I can't remember what they call them, but they're from the 80s. Basically a can of soup. The soldiers used to carry them on a banner, and when they pull the lid of it, it heat itself. Self-heat can, I suppose they're called. Have you been to Grey Steel Car Boot? No, I haven't actually. That's in Dublin, is it? Clover Airsoft. Got to get an RUC shirt and tie to complete my uniform. Got to go see it. No problem, Cold War. Well, there is my. One second, I'll move the camera. There's my full RUC man with his belt and all. Now, forget about this. This is what I use for hanging my work boots. But there you go. The shirts. I won't lie. The shirts are hard to come by because they're not a blue or they're not a green. They're an off. I don't know what you want to call them. Excuse me. With the tie is easy enough. Because the tie is just a black clip-on tie. but the shirts are hard. The shirts are difficult to find. Yeah. So so no, it's in Derry. A lot of XRUC or UD men set up their types. Okay. Is that when's it on? Is it on every couple of months or is it on regularly? Because I could take a trip up there, I suppose. At some point in time. I do actually have. See, I don't know how people would enjoy it, but people have been asking me to do back to COVID days. I just found it in my leg pocket. Hopefully, we don't need to wear them anymore. But people have asked me to do a video impression anyway, of what a paramilitary would have looked like, and I could do it, but I don't know. I don't know whether YouTube would let me first of all to do it. But I do know that the likes of Ivan Airsoft and stuff like that have done something similar. So I don't know. I don't know whether I could or I couldn't. But yeah, getting back to World War Two stuff. So that's my plan on World War Two stuff, is to try and get over to. I'm not sure what we're doing in August. If we're doing off banner, or if we're doing World War Two in August at the Yorkshire Wartime Experience. But definitely for September for the Living History UK one day event, which is another group that I'm also affiliated with. We're not really a group, actually, to tell you the truth. We're more of a group of friends that just cause trouble together. But that's on in September, and when I know more, I will tell you more. Just got a Swedish version of the US SCR 300 radio the Swedish Army bought from after World War Two from the US, but got just the top part of the radio. Okay, so you're missing the battery pack side of it. I'm sure you'll find them soon enough. I think that would be a class, but same time there wasn't many official. Exactly, there wasn't many official uniforms, but they did look. They sort of all. You can give an impression of what they look like, but they all were different. If you get me, which just sounds strange. Up here, you have to get permission from the PS9 for to dress as a paramilitary. I understand why, really. I need to find the battery box. Won't be easy. Not often they sell, at least not in Sweden. So the hunt is on. Exactly. YouTube or eBay. Keep on eBay. Victory show this weekend after. Victory show is the weekend after the Living History UK Mini Fest. Uh, I don't know if I don't know this year now because my calendar is sort of full for this year, and I'd probably get killed if I ask can I go somewhere else again. But the plan for next year anyway is I want to try and get to the Victory Show, Living History UK Festival, and the Yorkshire Festival, because that's the other group that I'm affiliated with in the north, or affiliated with, but they're up in Scotland. Andrew Johnston is the commander in chief, and I have to try. I have to try and at least to get to one or two of their shows during the year. Victory show. I still need to fill out the form. Oh, for to do the PS9 thing. Is there any difference between the RUC Gore-Tex jackets and the PS9 ones? No. Not initially. Now I'm not 100% sure, obviously, because the RUC aren't there anymore. But initially, what happened was the RUC, when they were disbanded, an awful lot of their supplies, equipment, was literally just used RUC stuff. They literally just used RUC stuff. The main difference was the insignia was changed. The shirts were changed. They went from that greeny one to a white one. But the pants, the jackets, the caps, the webbing, their belts, all that type of stuff was pretty much the exact same as the RUC. They literally just changed the insignia, stuff like that. A friend is 3D printing battery boxes for radios. Oh, so where's he gone? My MRT1. Give Danny Reese a message there, Herefordshire Regimental Museums. You will find him on YouTube, TikTok, as Herefordshire lad, yeah. Give him an email, or even drop me an email, and I can give you his contact details, or we can figure something out because Danny knows people. Danny's like the Italian mafia. He knows. Do you know where I can get a remake? Uh, remake Taser. No, I don't. I do not. Tasers. Tasers are illegal in the south, so I'm not sure where you're even going to come across one. Anything that looks like a taser is even illegal. Contact John, he's my PA. Yeah, so exactly. Email me. Um, my email to get in contact with the channel is always on top of video descriptions, and I'll liaise with Danny, and we'll try and get you your battery box. So yeah, putting together PSNI or you loadout. You want to be very, very careful about putting PSNI. That's one thing that people get stuck on, or guys get in trouble with, especially in the reenacting world. Modern equipment. If you were to reenact or put an impression together of a serving Irish soldier with the current equipment that they have today, is illegal. In Ireland, anyway, for definite. Police is also illegal, and I presume the PSNI would not be too happy about you. But now, if it's for your own private collection in a room like this, I wouldn't. I don't see that I'd have an issue with it. But the issue would be when it's out on the street or going to an airsoft game or going to an event or something like that. Then there could be an issue with it. Regarding the taser, there must be 3D printed plan somewhere. There probably is. There probably is. There's a guy actually. I seen him on Facebook this week or last week. He's 3D printing rubber ducks. SA80s, SLRs, GPMGs. What else did I see him that he was 3D printing? Brownings, things like that. Yeah, you're just going to display. Well, that's perfectly fine. Yeah, there would be no issue with that. But obviously, the issue is if you're going to have it outside and stuff like that. I just want to see something. So yeah, so that's what's going on in my life. I'm trying to, because I'm affiliated with Living History UK and stuff. I need to get my World War II crap in order. Well, I won't say crap. Because we are going to be portraying the SAS now that Danny has his Jeep almost ready. Why we mark stuff up as Australian use only, exactly. The laws in Ireland in relation to some things are very, very strict. Owning current uniforms and stuff like that is a no-no unless you're a serving soldier or an ex-soldier, because technically as an ex-soldier you're in the reserve and you're supposed to have a uniform ready to go. Firearms are very, very strict. DX are very, very strict. Airsoft is the most common thing that you will see guys in Ireland using rather than DX, although I do have DX. But yeah, they're very, very tough, some things. Probably wouldn't be a bad thing that security services, police, etc. equipment was illegal to sell until a certain age so that someone couldn't buy a load of kit and perform it. Exactly. And it has happened in the past. The IRA did it, whereas they dressed as British soldiers back in the 50s or 60s and entered the barracks and stole the magazine. We've all know about famous things where guys dressing as police officers robbing banks and stuff like that in England and in America. So yeah, so it does happen. So that's why the laws are in place. I got a massive box from a friend who is serving Irish Army because he has a lot of spirit. Exactly. We've if at one stage, if the Germans ever invaded, I could have defended myself with boots. The amount of equipment that I had when I was serving. Um, so yeah, it is crazy. But the paddy flash, believe it or not, in the next, I think it's 4 years, is going to be phased out, and they're bringing in their own version of multicam. Now I have seen it, and it looks horrible. It looks disgusting. Um, let's see, can I bring it actually up on my phone? I did have a picture of what it looked like, and it looked yuck. Uh, there we go. So that's too bright, is it? I'll try and make it darker. Hang on. There you go. So that's what the Irish Army are trialing at the minute for the new multicam, and it looks absolutely rotten. Uh, so yeah, so that's what they're looking for at the minute. Um, was I in the FCA? No, I wasn't in the FCA. I was in the Permanent Defence Forces. What years did I serve? I served from 1998 until 2009. Look, looks as bad as the Aussie bunny pattern DPM or the US grade digital ACU. Yeah, exactly. It's horrible looking. Looks rotten. It does look rotten. Hopefully they change their mind and actually get something more practical. But it looks disgusting. It's like I don't know. I don't even know how to describe it. It's rotten looking. I know that they are trying to use the same. Or they're talking about. They were talking about using the same colors as they have now, but just multicam in it. I don't know how they're going to do it. But then they were saying it would look a lot like the Spanish one. So yeah, I hope they go with a type of MPT. Um, the problem with MPT and multicam and all this type of thing is everyone's going to look the friggin' same. It's going to, it's like Ukraine right now at the minute, where you have lads going around with armbands or blue stripes on their helmets, or because nobody knows who the hell they're shooting at. Because they're all using the same equipment and they all look the same. Um, I mean, there was that unfortunate incident where you will a load of Ukrainians standing on the side of the road celebrating that they were after attacking a convoy or something, and a Russian tank comes up the road and shoots at them at point blank range because they thought it was one of theirs because they're all using the same equipment. Um, Tactically wise and stuff like that as well, you can't all just be using multicam. You need to suit it for your own needs. And when you look at MPT and you look at multicam, there's not really that much of a difference between the two of them when they're put side by side. Um, the Australian camouflage, which I have, alright, which the Australian multicam is different. You can see there is a difference in it. Um, but yeah, it's going to be a strange, weird one. Um, do I think it's I actually don't like the idea of everybody having multicam. I don't see what the problem is with the DPM. It works. Um, we have a desert version of it if we need it, which is very, 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 very rare and very, very expensive if you ever do come across it. I see the Ukrainians are using vintage DP-28 machine guns with M10 uh, Maxims. The Ukrainians are using anything they can get their hands on, just like the Russians. Their de facto fighting forces, or the lads that they have fighting from in Donbass and these areas, are using um, they're using World War Two equipment. They're wearing PPSH helmets, or not PPSH. What's the name of the abbreviation of their helmets? They're using Nagant sniper rifles. I mean, they're using absolutely anything they get their hands on. A man I know had a bunch of British Army stuff because he went to where they died and stole the stuff. I'm not sure what that means now. Ukrainians might be using snatch Land Rovers. To know how I know that? Yes, they are using snatch Land Rovers. They're using anything they get their hands on. They're big borrowing and stealing everything from everywhere. And I'm sorry, but fair play to them. I mean, they're doing a fantastic job of defending against a so-called superpower. So they are doing a fantastic job. Mark Falcon did a video on World War II gear getting used in the Ukrainian army. Like Ukraine, like if it's there's a saying in the army, and Danny probably knows this: keep it keep it simple, stupid. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Because if it works, it works. Like that's it. There's no need to complicate things. Um, there's a man selling ferret cars. Ferret car. I really want to buy one. There is what's his name? I can't think of his name. That's my plan if I ever win the lotto. Is I'm going to be buying a Snatch Land Rover and a Saracen and some other bits and bobs. Have you ever been to McCann's Army Surplus in Belfast? Not off the top of my head. I don't think I have. Not in Belfast. I have been to one in Derry. Clover Airsoft. Go see your bank manager. Exactly. Go see your bank manager. My bank manager would probably laugh at me because I want to get a Land Rover. Now Danny has me interested in Jeeps, and I want to get a Snatch, and I want to get some other bits and bobs. Rifle Green, hello, how are you? Welcome to the fun and festivities of Era Military Collectibles. Long time no see. I hope you're keeping well. So we've been on the live stream already, guys, for 32 minutes with no hiccups, thankfully. Bar Danny said he can't hear me, but so if you've any more questions or anything like that, don't be afraid to ask them. What I normally do around the half an hour mark is I try and tell you what's coming up in the channel. So what's coming up in the channel is that man that is there or somewhere in the comments, Herefordshire Regimental Museums. I really need to do a live stream with him and talk to him because he's a very interesting guy. He's a veteran as well, same as myself. But he's not really a veteran. He was in the RAF, so do they count? But we'll see. But so he was there. He's also a military collector, stuff like that. He's got a very cool project at the minute where he's redoing a Willys Jeep that some plonker had painted navy colours into a World War II Land Rover, SAS Land Rover, just after Normandy or just prior to Normandy. So that's what he's doing. And what else is coming up? There's a video coming up during the week because hopefully we get be some stuff in the post. Stan has a helmet that is coming to me, but that could be a couple of weeks' time because that is going to an address that I have in the north because things have gone mental with the postal service here in this country. But yeah, so we'll figure it out. How often do I buy stuff? Could be once a week, but don't tell people. Herefordshire, when did you serve? I know how to order refreshing beverages in most countries in the world, and I let you know. That's because you stayed in hotels in most other countries of the world, unlike the rest of us sleeping in tents. Are you going to get an original M35, M40, or M42 steel helmet? I will eventually. I should really. I do have an original British helmet. I do have an original German helmet, or sorry, American helmet from World War II. So I really should get an original German one. I don't know which one I'll get, but the prices of them are absolutely ridiculous. So I should really have the 3D thing. Should I buy a 3D printer? It's up to you. If you want to buy a 3D printer, it's up to you. Good evening, Living History UK. So that is Steve Davis from Living History UK, the one and only, the Commander-in-Chief of Living History UK, the one that tries to keep us all in line. Sometimes succeeds, sometimes does not succeed. 2003 to 2012 regular, 12 present cadet instructor. Mr. Steve, we meet again. So I do have an original British helmet. I do have an original American M1 helmet. So I should really get a German one. And I do actually have an original, courtesy of Stan. I have an original Bulgarian one as well, wherever it's gone. Where's my Bulgarian one? Oh. Okay. So, original M1 from World War II, reconditioned, but it is original. Everything on it's original. The shell, the liner, the straps, and all that stuff. All right, have been reconditioned. And I do have an original Bulgarian M36C helmet, World War II also. If any of you don't know the history about the Bulgarians during the Second World War, you should look them up because they were nuts, pretty much. Yeah. And my British one is actually behind the computer, and I'm not going to get it in case I knock anything. Where have we gone? I remember a snatch was for sale in Northern Ireland for just over 10k sterling not long ago. It was one had a reserve in Northern Ireland and painted white and branded a PS9. Snatches are making 12k now. Holy crap. Indeed, we do Herefordshire Regimental Museum. Just going to watch Rogue Heroes documentary. When's that on? Is that starting tonight? Rogue Heroes? Is that starting tonight? Yes, I need to tune in after this stream. Got the prep kit for Black House next week. John, can we still do a trade? Yes, Clover. Sorry, I've been up the bloody walls. Email me and we'll sort out something for you. So we can. Is Rogue Heroes on tonight? I must. If any of you don't know what Rogue Heroes, guys, is, it's a documentary. Well, it's not a documentary. It's a TV series about. I mean the old documentary series, not the fictional nonsense. Oh, is there? What's the documentary series on? I must look that up. But Rogue Heroes, BBC are bringing up a documentary or a series called Rogue Heroes, and it is. I know some people that are not too far away were extras and did bits and bobs for it, and they said basically it has the possibility to be a flop, historically wise, but otherwise it could be good. So we'll have to have a look and we'll have to have a see and see what happens. Okay, what country am I from? What country am I from? I'm Irish. County. Oh, county. I'm in west of Ireland. County Clare. I think it's about the original L detachment. Is it? Let's answer the question, Danny, Steve. Is it on TV tonight, or is it on? Are you watching it on stream, or what are you watching it on? Because I'll have to get onto the old BBC player if it's on the telly. Sorry, I'm just fixing something stuck in the side of my laptop. BBC player, mate. Good, thank you. At least somebody answers me. At least somebody cares about me. Now, have I watched Danny Boy? No, but I can sing Danny Boy when I have a few pints in me. Sorry, dragged to the in-laws to watch football. Andrew, there he is, Andrew Johnson. So, that's the chap, the commander. So Steve, who is Living History UK, is the commander-in-chief of all Living History UK matters and tries to keep us all in line. Andrew Johnson is my other commander-in-chief because he's also part of a group, or the boss of a group that I'm affiliated with, that I will be going to in August, to the Yorkshire Wartime Experience. See you next week. Oh, that's right, you're going to a show next week, aren't you? Are you going dressing him up in the tutu that we were talking about, Steve? Are you dressing Steel Helmet stand up? Yeah. So, couple of questions, guys. The documentary that I put up today, did you enjoy that? because I have an awful lot of people asking me about it, to do that type of a video about more information about the Irish War of Independence and stuff like that. And there's one or two things that I'm not happy with about that video, but I need to figure it out, and we will. It's a good basis. I just need to look at it and see what happens, and see what you think of it. Really, I'll be there. Any military affairs in Ireland? Will there be any military affairs in Ireland? There is one. There is one coming up. The Irish Military Collectibles one is up this month. I think it's actually next weekend. I'm not 100% sure. There is one that I'm going to. I wasn't sort of going to just do a video of it and have a look around, but I haven't been invited to anyone, if you get me. A minute. Battle of Danny Boy, Iraq. No, I haven't seen that video actually. I'm not the boss. We're all the bosses in my group. Yes, mate. Listen, at work, it was good video, John. Reference World War II German helmets. Do you research or buy a good book before you commit do your research and buy yourself a good book before you commit yourself. So you are buying a good one for your money. Yes, that's a very good point, Minister Collectibles. Thank you very much. Where is it? It's in Kildare Racecourse, I think it is. There's a barbecue next week, Stan, so don't have a big breakfast. Joshua, in Dublin, there's a man in town with a shop called the Model Shop, which is pretty good. Yes, I do need to get up to him, actually, Joshua. He does do Dynexus and stuff like that, so I need to get started. Yes, you did, Steve. Thank you very much. I will look at that later. The book are quite expensive in themselves. They are, but they're 100% correct and they're right. You do need to do researches. You do need to do research on anything you do. Like I have tons and tons and tons of books now at this stage on off banner stuff, World War II stuff, Vietnam stuff. You always end up picking up books. What does he sell? The lad in Dublin sells Denex stuff. He sells metal Airfix models. He does do a bit of replica stuff as well. Small little bit of militaria. If he knows you're a veteran, he'll look after you. Oh, cool. I must give him a shout. One of the cheaper, better German helmet books is the one of Osprey Men at Arms, around a tenner. I must look that up. So, guys, it is time we have 10 to 9. So it's the usual 10 to 9 madness. If any of you want to bombard me with questions for the last 10-15 minutes, or if any of you have any ideas on what you would like to see for the upcoming festivities of the channel for the next few weeks, let me know. As I said, there are things in the pipeline with Danny and things like that. Buy from a trusted seller who offers money back. Yes, there are. We talked about this before. You do have sellers that are there in the military world. Can we have more on their tattoo? So, 1 second there now. There's a load of them after gone. So the likes of regimentals, those type of sellers that have been around for a long, long time and they're true to their word. You do need to go to those type of guys to see what's going on, and the where's my remote working? There we go. Because they've been around for years now. I think Regimentals has been around for 40 years. So if like those guys, especially with the military collecting world and stuff like that, if guys are selling bad items and things like that, they get found out. They don't last long. People don't buy from them anymore. So there you go. How big of a box do I want? What? I'm not sure what box you're on about now. Can we have more on the tattoo? Okay, tattoo Living History UK Festival. They are almost at, is it 100,000 subscribers? So there's a bit of a challenge going on. If the boys get to 100,000 subscribers, I get a tattoo of Dom, Steve, and Pete Neal on the cheek of my arse of their faces. The boys are going up doing fan dance for charity in Wales. So yeah, so that is what is the tattoo that is going happening. And the boys are going up for charity as well. So I'm getting a charity for, or I'm getting a tattoo for charity. Well, I know I'm just getting a tattoo, and the lads are going up a hill. So I actually think that I'm getting away easier because I don't have to see it, and on my butt cheek, and they're going to be in pain for a few days after going up and down the Wales mountains. So I think I get better of it. Think they're all, think they've all got sets. Did I miss something? Andrew, do you or your group need any 50? Oh, I missed the question. Andrew, do you or your group? I have spare sets, not full. Are you going? Are you dressed in stand up? Standing? You've been dressed up. Are you going as a pink lady? Joshua Ryan. The only difference between the RUC and the PSNI Gore-Tex was cut of the jacket. The PSNI one has a badge. The RUC had a Gore-Tex jacket, which was shiny material and used in road patrols. Yes, if I remember correctly. But initially, there was most of the RUC stuff was PSNI stuff. Or sorry, PSNI stuff was RUC stuff because they had stocks of it. I use regimentals sometimes for higher end German awards. He offers money back. Yeah, exactly. Military collectibles. Yeah, I've got that one. I think the money they go for now is true investment and quite a challenge to buy what is affordable and relevant in your collection. It is. I might send you RAS Survivor cap and a helmet and a book. It's up to you, Clover. You don't have to discuss what we're going to trade here. Just email me and we'll discuss them. Is Pete Dustman or Fly UK pilot? Pete is a refuge sanitation expert, and Pete Neal and Fly UK is a pilot. He's a bad pilot, but he's a pilot sometimes. Um, Yep, Regimentals is good. Got Africa Corps jacket and a Farshmiager blouse from the original owner back in the 80s. Can Pete can Pete be on the crack? Okay, Andrew, no props made. No problems made. Yeah, I'm going as an ex rugby player, half fluid in DDRT. Can't wait to see that. GG. So, yeah, so that's the crack, guys. So yeah, so tattoo is what it is. It's a bit of a joke. It's a bit of a laugh. It's on the cheek of my arse. I don't really care. I have multiple tattoos at this stage, so one more isn't going to make a difference. And it's all in a good cause. It's all for charity. It's all for a bit of a joke, and it is what it is. So I will have the pleasure of saying that I sit on Dom, Steve, and Pete's face occasionally. But yeah, it's just one of those things. Pete doesn't want to do the fan dance. We need your help, John, to convince him. I don't really know if you're going to manage to convince Pete because he's like a big bull. He gets stubborn. He's like a donkey. He digs his heels in, and there's no more. Although what you could do though is if you got like a fishing pole and tied it to his back with the line in front of him, and a KFC or something dangling from the end of it, and he just follow it up the hill like a donkey, he might be able to do something. Like I don't really know how otherwise you're going to get him to do the fan dance, bar a cattle prod maybe, but that's about it. Like Father Jack, isn't he? He's a bit he's a bit stubborn sometimes, shall we say? At least donkeys can climb upstairs. Yeah, but no, I can't wait to get back over to meet all the delinquents. So hopefully that will be in September. Um, have a bit of a laugh and a joke. And I believe we're going as for that festival that I can't, or for that one day event that I can't divulge yet because it's still in the pipeline. We're going as SAS from Normandy campaign, if I remember correctly, which I really need to get my finger out because I need to get boots sorted and I need to get uniform sorted if I do make it over. So yeah, so there we go. So lads, it's the usual. It is a 5 to 9, so it is the quick buzzer round. Steve's slightly excited for victory. I wouldn't blame him. I'd love to be going over to it. I would love to be going to the victory show. I would also love to go to War and Peace as well at some point in time. Yeah. So it is a quick fire round, guys. So shoot me with questions for the next 5 minutes, and I will be going at 9 o'clock because I have family things to do this evening. Guilty as charged. Join us for the victory show, John. I'd love to, but it's not war and rip off. If I don't go to the one in September, I could possibly go to the victory. So it's the victories for a weekend, though, isn't it? Oh, I'll have to discuss things with my commanding officer and figure out and see what happens. Honestly, I'd say come over for victory instead of the day. Sure, Steve would understand. What do you see the future DX UK Air in Ireland? The victory is mega. I don't see any problems in Ireland anyway with DX or Airsoft or things like that. There might be some in England now because they're no longer part of Europe. The DX and stuff like that in Ireland they have to be EU standard. So I don't think things are going to change much in Ireland, but yeah, I don't think there's going to be any much problems. Victory is mega. Victory is worth it more than the one there. Being honest, mate. Oh, where is Victory Show actually? Because I need to arrange airports and stuff, and if I do go to Victory Show and I miss the 1 day event, I'm going to need a hand with kit. And are we doing the Jeep thing as well for the Victory Show, Danny? Or what are we doing? Because I am the petty man. Cosby, Lancashire. I'd have to go googling airports. Like a dog was, I could do a mad road dash and drive across again, but we'll wait and see. I'll talk to you later. I'll give you a message later and we'll figure something out. But I definitely am going to the Yorkshire Wartime Experience in August because I have to go meet up with Andrew and the boys up there, and I'll probably have one more event in England, and then it will be quietness until the Living History UK Festival in England again, although I might fit in one before that, but we'll wait and see. So guys, it is 20:58, so if you want to just get one or two more questions in before I go away, and I will wish you all a safe weekend, prosperous weekend, and there will be another video coming tomorrow. If you haven't seen the documentary type video that I put up already, go watch it. Give me some feedback in the comments. There's a couple of things that the victory has spoken. There is one or two things that I'm not happy with it that I want to improve for the next one. So just let me know. Just feedback is always worth it, guys. And thank you very much. So have a good one, have a safe one, and I will see you all same time, 8 o'clock next Friday, live stream. Everything should be working, so we should be all good. So have a good one, guys, and have a safe week.